broken and bruised and beaten. The Bible tells us that he was bruised for our transgressions. That's what he said. And so if we understand that everything was placed on Jesus, on his body, that the stripes on his back, when he was beaten, when he was spit on, everything that happened to his body was for our benefit. It was for us. So if we understand that the chastisement of our peace, in other words, what was paid for our peace, fell on him, and then it says, with his stripes we are healed. Amen. Some years ago we went to go see, the Passion of Christ. I remember Dora went with me. Or Dora went with us. We weren't just together, but Dora went with us. We were all together. And we went to go see the Passion of the Christ, and I remember, the scene in the whipping post. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I began to think, I said, it can't possibly be that bad. I remember looking at that, how horrible that thing was. And then I began to think so much in the scriptures. And what he said, we looked at him and he was not comely. In other words, he wasn't beautiful. It wasn't, I'm talking about Isaiah, the way he said it and how he explained it. Because Isaiah looked, he put his I guess they don't use VCR tapes anymore, maybe a DVD. They gave Isaiah a DVD of the crucifixion because he described it perfectly. Somebody gave him a DVD to Isaiah because, like I said, in the 53rd chapter of Isaiah, he described it perfectly. He explained everything that was in there. And then, in the 22nd Psalm, it was explained perfectly there, who the writer of the 22nd Psalm. They gave him a DVD too, to see the thing. And then I believe Abraham got the same DVD because he saw something. That's why he was able to take his son to the place, because actually where Abraham went to sacrifice his son Isaac is Calvary. It was the same place. So I believe Abraham looked forward, or he was able, they gave him a DVD too. And he saw a son or a man that was slain but raised back from the dead. He saw all this because that's why he was able to take his son up there. He said, well, if he's killed, I know God's able to restore him. And so the reason why I'm saying all that, and people say, man, you really read into this stuff, is because Jesus said, Abraham was glad and rejoiced in my day. So Abraham was hundreds of years before Jesus, but Jesus said, Abraham was glad and rejoiced in my day. So Abraham was privy of something that happened, because that was the same place. That was Calvary. That was Calvary. That was the place where he took Isaac. And putting all that together. So we see all these things. And I remember the stripes, like I said, the stripes in that movie. It was horrible, horrible. And I always thought it was supposed to be 39 stripes, and I counted them. Dora, I remember watching the movie, and I counted the stripes, how many times he was going to be whipped, because I always thought it was supposed to be 40 save one, because that was the legal thing. That's the most that you could get, was 39, which is 40, because they called it 40 save one. So it's supposed to be 39, but I saw in the movie, and it says, well, it was just a movie, but there was something significant in that. He took on more stripes than was legal. Oh my gosh, how did I get this thing? More stripes than was legal. So he